Good afternoon, everybody, from Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Today, the Catholic League Northern Division champions, the Father Judge Crusaders, against the Lancers of Bishop McDevitt. Dan Gerson along with Bob Friedman. And Bob, today we have a former champion against a potential budding champion. A real contrast in styles between these two teams.
Yeah, Dan, that's right. Good afternoon, everybody. We have Father Judge, who is the two-time defending Catholic League champion, going up against the tough group of Bishop McDevitt Lancers. We've been following them all year long. Bishop McDevitt and talking to Coach Pat Manzi before the game, they're just going to stay in their game plan. Run, pass, spread it out real well. Lightning quick strikes from, of course, Tom Taylor, their heralded quarterback. But talking to Coach Whitey Sullivan before the game, they want to do some ball control. And we're going to see what happens. The more a Judge controls the ball, the better it's going to go.
Okay, McDevitt will be kicking off. Judge will be receiving. The Crusaders of Judge were 7-4 this year, 5-3 in the Catholic League North. McDevitt rolled over everybody with the exception of North Catholic. They were 7-1 in the Catholic League North, one of the toughest divisions anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania. And they were 9-1 overall. And we are set for football. Diano kicks off to the far sideline. That's picked up on the 20 by Judge, and that's run out to about the 33-yard line, where Father Judge will put the ball in play, and we'll get the lineups for you shortly. Okay, the lineups for Father Judge, starting lineup on offense. The quarterback is Joe Garlick. The running back is Kurt Estes. The tailback will be Chris Jam and Danny Gallagher. Tony Alentrio's the fullback. And on that big line, Jerry Langston is the split end. The tackle's Greg Fagan. Jerry Boyle's the guard. Mike Buckheit's the center. The guard is Mike Nagel, and the tackle, Barry Keys. Dan Bianco is the tight end. Will set up the McDevitt defense at first chance. There's a handoff for Judge up the middle to about the 35 or 36-yard line. Good pursuit by McDevitt right away. And Judge, no surprise, first down, running the ball.
Well, that's what they were talking about. As I was saying just before the kickoff, Coach Sullivan knows what he has to do. He has to control this ball. He wants to control the ball at least 30 minutes of the game. If he can do that and keep just jamming the ball down McDevitt's throat, run at them with an occasional pass, they're going to do very well. They're two-time champions, and they won a third.
Second down and 8. There's Joe Garlick, number 16. Whitey Sullivan says he is the man for Father Judge today. So goes Judge, as goes Sullivan. And there's big number 43 busting in. That's Tony Alentrio, and he's got good yardage up near midfield. Or up near the 40-yard line, rather. It'll be shy of a first down. It'll bring up a third down and short yardage for the Crusaders of Judge, who look like they're just going to hammer that right side.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to test out McDevitt's, actually their left side of the line, that Judge's right side. One thing that may come into play today is the kicking game. It is a swirling wind. The flag's just standing straight out. I'll get back to that after this play, Dan.
Okay, third down and 2 for the Crusaders of Father Judge, looking to win a third consecutive Catholic League title, but they have to get past a very stiff. That's Danny Gallagher, 49, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown. We're talking 54 yards. Dan Gallagher in for the score. And Bob, what happened there?
Basically, it was a trap play. Dan Gallagher got the blocks he needed. The pursuit was not good. It looked like they tried just a soft tackle counter play. Gallagher got the hole, broke through. The blocking was superb on it, and he went in basically untouched. One grasp at the line of scrimmage, broke that tackle, and he was off to the races. A big run, and we will have Lowry in kicking the extra point. Larry Lowry, who is a superb kicker, big-time kicker, as Coach Sullivan said. That could be a major difference in the game, too. It's 6-0 early, trying for 7-0. As we're ready for the snap, the kick is up.
And it's good.
The kick is good. It's 7-0, but there's a flag down.
There's a flag down on the field, but there's also a timeout on the field with the score. Father Judge, a very startling quick 7 points. Bishop McDevitt, nothing, and that was a 60-yard run from scrimmage for Dan Gallagher.
Yes, it was. It was a great run, great kick, and they roughed the kicker on the extra point. So Lowry will get the kick from the, I believe that's a 15-yard penalty, so he'll get the kick from McDevitt's 45-yard line, unless I'm wrong.
And Bob, McDevitt in the hole early, something they're not accustomed to. How do you think they'll deal with this kind of adverse situation?
Well, I think you've only played basically a minute and 1 second of the game. You've got another 46, 47 minutes to play. I think they're just going to play their game. That's all they can do. They're a good team. They got this far. They've only lost one game. So I think they're just going to keep going on and let Tom Taylor run that offense.
All right, now Larry will tee it up from the 45-yard line for Father Judge, and back deep for McDevitt. Looks like that Kevin Green, number 31, Mark Diano, number 42, and I believe that might be Andrew Thomas, Michael Thomas, number 30, back there also.
Well, Eric Young is back there.
All right, that's Eric Young, number 1, Mark Diano, number 42.
Let's take a look at this
and
kid
Kevin
kick.
Green in the middle.
This is the young man that Coach Sullivan says is a superb kicker, a big-time kicker. Let's see if he can get this one. He should be able to get this one in the end zone.
And Larry tees it up, and it's an onside kick, which goes out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty, or will McDevitt maintain control of the ball? I believe it did travel 10 yards, and McDevitt winds up with good field position. Or are they going to kick it over, Bob?
I'm not sure. They may move them back to the 50 possibly and try and set a return. But no, he's going to go. I see him sending the offensive team in. They're going to take the ball. It's a good move because basically he only goes back 5 yards. Or kicking on from the 50, he should make it into the end zone. And it would be very tough to get it out to the 29-yard line where it is right now.
Okay, let's set up the offense of Bishop McDevitt very quickly. In the backfield, the quarterback's Tommy Taylor. He's got a plethora of good running backs, Kevin Green, Michael Thomas, and Mark Diano back there with him. We'll set up the line after this play. McDevitt, 1st and 10. Taylor wants to pass, and he had Diano wide open at about the 42-yard line, right in the middle of the seam. But Diano could not hold on to that very well-thrown pass by Tommy Taylor.
Well-called play. Good play action, straightened up, and just hit Diano coming out of the backfield across the middle. Actually, if he catches that ball, we could add 2 touchdowns on 2 successive plays because it was wide open. The ball was thrown just a tad high and maybe a little bit behind Diano. It was a tough catch. 2nd down 10.
All right, 2nd down and 10. The ball spotted just shy of the 30. We'll call it the 29-yard line. Taylor back to pass. He's straight back. He's got a man open. It's almost picked off, but if the pass falls incomplete, it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. A dangerous play selection. I don't think Taylor saw that linebacker creeping in.
Actually, the play was set up well. The linebacker crept in after the ball was past the receiver. It looks like Thomas may have it just a little bit. Taylor might have a little bit of jitters right now.
Okay, the offensive line for McDevitt. Timmy Agnew's the tight end. Ron Ardren and Larry Flynn are the guard and tackle on the left side. Dan McCarthy's the center. William Henry and Steve Morris are the right side of the line at guard and tackle, respectively. Eric Young, number 1, the wide receiver. There's a reverse to Diano over the right side. And Diano has running room, and I believe he gets the 1st down up over the 40-yard line. Mark Diano running hard.
It's going to be very, very close. It depends on the spot of the ball. He's right at the marker for the 1st down. And let's see where they put it. Let's watch this. Nice little bit of chicanery here. Diano gets it, breaks the tackle here. Nice move down that sideline. Is pushed out, and it is a 1st down for the Bishop McDevitt Lancers. A good run, but a real good handoff play by Tom Taylor, doing a nice job in the backfield.
Particularly on a 3rd down and 10. So McDevitt has the ball in their own 40, just shy of the 40. 1st down and 10. Tom Taylor looking things over, hands off to Kevin Green, and Green gets a customary 5 yards. He fumbles, and I believe Judge has it, and they do. Big turnover early in the game.
Yeah, he had about 4 yards. As he went down, he fumbled the ball. The ball moved forward a little bit. Judge was very quick on the recovery, and Father Judge is in position.
But Bob, McDevitt has maintained the ball and must have been after his knee touched the ground.
Yes, all right, the ground cannot cause a fumble. The back judge initially called it McDevitt, Judge's ball. But evidently the side judge saw him touch the ground first, and the ground cannot cause a fumble. 2nd down and 6.
All right, 2nd and 6 for McDevitt there at the 44-yard line. Taylor wants to put it up. He's got a man open, Kevin Green. He's at midfield to the 45 and busts his way to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the McDevitt Lancers, who look like they're starting to move the ball.
Well, they are. The middle is open there. The linebackers are taking a deep drop on the pass plays, and it gave them a chance to get open over the middle out of the backfield. Quick 1st down play. They're down inside Judge territory. 1st down and 10, and McDevitt's on the move.
All right, McDevitt, they're on the Judge 40 now with 9:50 and counting down here in the 1st quarter. We're glad you could join us on your source for local sports, Comcast Cablevision, Channel 7. There's a pitch back to Kevin Green, trying to turn that left side. He's got running room, and Green is pulled out of bounds at about the 28-yard line, and Kevin Green running hard.
Well, it was a great play, and it was all Green, because he had a host of Judge defenders chasing him, and just the speed to get to the corner, to turn the corner. Once he turned the corner, he had 10 yards easily.
We're broadcasting from the Vet today. That's right, Veterans Stadium in South Philadelphia, and it is noisy here, much noisier than what we're accustomed to, Bob, at the high school fields.
I'd go for the downs here. I'd go for the touchdown, 2nd and short.
2nd and 1. Taylor hands off to Mark Diano, and Diano busts down to about the 26-yard line. That'll be good enough for the first down. Let's set up the Judge defense for you while we have an opportunity. Up front, John Mulholland, Brian Hill, Darren Listed, and Terry O'Connor. The linebackers are Stan Chakowski, Kevin Clothier, Chris DePalma, and Sean Balesi. And the defensive halfbacks are Vince Grime, Vince McNally, and Jack Orth. And that's a stubborn Judge defense. They like to keep the score down, but right now it's 7-0 Judge. McDevitt's driving 1st and 10 from the Judge 26-yard line. Tom Taylor on first down has Yerrick Young wide open down in the end zone, and Young slips, and Bob, that was 6.
It was also AstroTurf. These kids have never played on AstroTurf before. He had Eric Young doing a corner pattern, had him breaking through the pass perfectly. On grass and dirt, his cleats will grab there. He didn't grab. They're wearing sneakers, turf sneakers today. He went, he cut. The turf is wet, as you well know, as we see Coach Pat Manzi looking for over his next his playbook rather. Young fell down. The pass fell incomplete. It's 2nd and 10.
All right, we have 9 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. It's 2nd down and 10 for Bishop McDevitt. Tom Taylor, a reverse to Diano, which worked well last time. Diano does no running room, and he's dropped at the 25. He'll gain about a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Nice open field tackle by Vince Grimes. If he gets past Grimes, he's got a good opportunity to go 8, 9, 10 yards possibly into the end zone. If they tried to play again, they had open field to the right side, spread it out real well, Judge did, and stopped him. And it's 3rd down and 8, and I look for a receiver coming out of the backfield here.
Okay, 3rd and 8. Bob Friedman calls for a safety valve to a back coming out of the backfield. Diano comes in motion to the bottom of your screen. 3rd down and 8. Taylor wants to put it up. He looks, and a great play there by the defensive halfback for...
That was for number 42,
that's Jack Orth. Nice play there by Jack Orth, and it'll bring up a 4th down, Bob. And are they within Diano's range right here?
Well, it would be about a 40-yard field goal with a swirling wind.
But Bob, why not go for it anyway? Simply because if Judge gets the ball, they'll be on the 25-yard line, which is average field position.
Well, I'd rather run for the first down, actually. I wouldn't punt the ball here by any means.
Well, 4th and 8. No messing around here, folks. McDevitt's gone for the downs right here. 4th and 8. 8:14 remaining. First quarter. 7-0 Judge. Taylor wants to swing it out. He does to Kevin Green. He's got some running room, and I don't believe he made the first down, though, Bob.
They held him.
He didn't make it.
And he looks like he's short by a couple, so Father Judge holds McDevitt, and Judge's offense will come back on the field, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Father Judge, I believe.
But in one way, McDevitt got what they wanted. They got Judge inside their 20-yard line, their own 20-yard line. Now, Judge, with 8 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the first quarter, Judge would like to hold this ball. Coach Sullivan said if it's a 35-40 point game, Judge cannot win a game like that because they're not an explosive football team, the first series notwithstanding. What they are is a well-schooled football team. Coach Sullivan is a superb coach, as is Coach Manzi, and he's going to try and do ball control again. 7-0 halfway through the first quarter.
On the 18-yard line with 8:04 remaining. Jack Garlick setting things up. There's a fumble, but Garlick maintains and loses about a yard as he gets back to the 16-yard line, but it'll bring up a 2nd down and 12, and we'll talk about that McDevitt defense now that Father Judge is staring into. Eddie Harkins, Donald Doherty, Tim Moore, and Jeffrey Panera on the big defensive front. The linebackers, Wayne Hunter, Antonio Cupid, Gregory Brigitte, and those are the linebackers. And the 4 cornerbacks, Bill Cruson, Chris Owens, Peter Merlini, and Timmy Kelly, number 15. That's Peter Merlini, number 10, and Tim Kelly, number 15. And Garlick hands it off.
Nice pursuit by the McDevitt defense.
Tony Alentrio just get a couple.
Tony Alentrio got about 2, maybe 3. It looked like it was going to be a lot more, but the linebackers and defensive backs closed up quickly and kept them to just a 2-yard gain, and it is 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
From about the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20, the nose of the football resting right on that 20-yard line. 3rd down and 8, and Judge's passing game will be sorely tested here. McDevitt looking for the big play defense right here. We'll look for that big split end. Jerry Langdon on a play like this, number 85. Garlic on a busted play is taken down for a loss.
What a play.
And they'll be forced to punt. That'll bring in Larry Lowry to do the punting.
That was Timmy Moore coming in from his linebacking spot, making the play, siphoned through and got to the quarterback, Garlic, before he could make a move. It looked like he was going to try a quarterback draw. It just didn't happen. Now we get to see Larry Lowry, and Coach Sullivan said he's a better punter than he is a kicker.
Bob,
he's going to be tested here.
Do you think they'll go for the block this early with 6:14 remaining?
They have 9 men up on the line. It looks that way.
And Lowry gets it off. It's not a particularly good kick, but it takes that nice Judge roll, and it rolls down inside the 40 to the 35 and down to the 32-yard line. Let's call it the 30-yard line, and that turned out to be a great kick.
It did, but it turned out bad judgment on Diano's part, it looked like. He backed off on the ball. The ball was a line drive, definitely returnable. With the block setup, they had no real return set. But, you know, when you get a ball like that, you've got to come in after it and run it up. It's the difference between having the ball in Judge territory and having the ball on the 30-yard line of in their own territory, which is what they have right now.
They're on the 30. That was a 53-yard punt by Larry Lowry. Not bad for the old statistics. 1st and 10 McDevitt. They're on the 30. And we'll see if they're going to pass. They like to throw the ball on 1st down, but instead they pitch off to Green, who has blockers, and Kevin Green gets up to the 34-yard line. 4 tough yards there for Green.
Yeah, Judge early on appears to be a rubber band type team. That is a team that will give until you get to the 20-yard line, and then they stiffen. That's what happened the first series. But McDevitt has gotten 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a pop on the running plays up until that point. Let's see what happens on this series.
All right, it'll bring up 2nd down and a long 6, call it 7 for the Lancers of McDevitt. Diano in motion now at the top of the screen, and he's out on a pattern, and he's looking for him, and it's almost picked off by number
Kevin
66
Clothier
for Judge.
Had that. Kevin Clothier almost picked that ball off.
That's Kevin Clothier, number 66 for Father Judge.
And if he did, that would have been 6 for Judge. No question about it.
Positively, because he had clear sailing down that left side.
It appears that Manzi's approach here is to try and hit the receiver coming out of the backfield. He obviously saw something in game films regarding there's clearing out that middle area. And with the wide receivers they have, with Eric Young and people like that, they can afford to throw to the backfield.
Okay, 3rd down and 8, and this is a good spot to go to number 88, Timmy Agnew. He's got Agnew open downfield, and it's almost picked off, and Agnew almost catches it, but it goes out of bounds for naught, and Father and Bishop McDevitt will be forced to punt. We'll see Mark Diano in here. 4th down and 7. 5:06 remaining, 1st quarter.
What happened there, that was a timing play. Timing was a little bit off because they're not used to swirling winds like this. The wind held that ball up. Defensive back almost came over and made the play. And again, if he makes that play, it's a touchdown.
All right, Diano kicking. Diano gets it up. It's a good high spiraling kick. And it's taken by Frank Garlic, the quarterback, back on the 30. He is pursued and taken down on the 24-yard line.
Peter Merlini made that play. First one down the field. Garlic going backwards. We have a flag at the point of impact. He may have gotten a face mask, possibly.
Pete Merlini making the big stop there for McDevitt. And Judge doesn't have the greatest of field position. They're on their own 22.
But I think they're going to get better field position. I think we got a face mask.
And that's the call. Personal foul against Bishop McDevitt, and that'll move the ball up at least 10. So instead of the 23-yard line, the line of scrimmage will now be 15 yards further, the 37-yard line. And Bob, that has to hurt.
Sure it does. It's a great defensive play. And unfortunately, the personal foul, it might have been piling on penalty. It might have been a face mask. It could have been any number of things. What it is trouble for Bishop McDevitt.
So McDevitt trailing 7-0 early on here in the football game with 4:52 remaining in the 1st quarter. They're staring into the eye of a hurricane because Judge is doing what they want to do, and that is control the football. Frank Garlic, number 16, the quarterback. He wants to keep it, and he is keeping it. And he's clobbered just about at the line of scrimmage by a hefty McDevitt line led by number 34, Antonio Cupid, administering one of his famous love taps.
Jeff Pinaro is also in on that tackle as well. Antonio Cupid and Jeff Panara, you're going to be hearing a lot about them all game long. They're tough hitters, especially Cupid.
And Joe Garlick, number 16, certainly felt that. And Bob, if something happens to Garlick in this game, heaven forbid, Judge could be in some trouble.
Well, yeah, but there are a running team. As I say, Garlick makes it happen. There's no question about it. Coach Sullivan said that. But they haven't gone to a championship game twice in a row for no reason.
All right, we have a 2nd down and 9. Garlick picked up a strong yard there. There's a handoff right up the middle to 43, Tony Alentrio. And Alentrio gets good yards.
You know,
It'll
bring
up a 3rd down and middle yardage, about a 3rd and 5 now, 3rd and 3, let's call it, with 3:50 and counting down here in quarter number 1. You're watching an exclusive sports presentation on your source for local sports,
Comcast, Cable Channel 7.
All right, we've got 3rd down and 3 here. Ball's on the 44-yard line. Joe Garlick, he's got Alentrio back there as the single back, 1-back offense for Judge. Garlick wants to put it up, and he's got a man open, and it's caught for 1st down yardage down to about the 48-yard line.
Kurt Estes on the catch on that play, and he got nailed by Chris Owens as he caught the ball. A good play to hold on to the ball.
Kurt Estes with a big 1st down reception. And Judge, when they throw the ball, they make it count, and they looked very impressive here in the early going.
Not a great pass, but it was on the money. That's the whole thing. Judge has had some problems. They've gone through 3 or 4 tailbacks this year. That's why Garlick is so important to them.
Father Judge in their blue uniforms with the red trim on the sleeves. Bishop McDevitt in their customary black and gold. And there's a fumble, and I believe Judge got it back, but we'll have to see. McDevitt thinks they have it.
On the carry, and it is Judge's ball. Savali got his own fumble back.
Big play there.
One thing Coach Sullivan said, a very interesting quote before the game. We were talking to him, Dan and I were talking to him before the game. He just came right out and he said, you know, the winner of this game is going to win the Catholic League title. And he wasn't saying it just as a boast. He really feels that way.
Well, Bob, the 2 best teams in the Catholic League, at least on record and paper, are these 2 clubs battling here today. It'll be 3rd down and 12. Garlick's going to have to put it up. He's being pursued by McDevitt, and they're going to get him. But he gets the ball off, up for grabs, and it's almost caught by Danny Gallagher, number 49. And I can't believe he dropped that.
Well, there were a lot of people in position to catch the ball. It was almost caught by Danny Gallagher. It was almost intercepted. It was a pass that really should not have been thrown.
And a flag
He should have taken the loss, yeah.
And it looks like, Bob, in that area.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
And when a busted play like that, Bob, do the linemen frequently make their way downfield out of confusion?
What they have to do, they have to stay within 3 to 5 yards of the quarterback. When a quarterback starts to roll like that, and it appears he's going to run, the blockers, the linemen will move out of their position downfield. And when he throws the ball, at that point, it's an ineligible receiver downfield.
And the ball's resting right on the 50-yard line midfield. 3rd down and 17 for the Crusaders of Father Judge. And we should look for the big pass play here. Look for number 85, Jerry Langdon, to get his number called here. Garlick puts it up deep. He's got a man open, but not quite open, and that was Jerry Langdon, number 85.
Showed me an arm, put it 40 yards in the air on a rope.
Nice form, but incomplete. And Larry Lowry will come out to kick. And back deep for Bishop McDevitt will be Mark Diano, number 42. We've got 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining here in the 1st quarter. And Judge leads McDevitt by a score of 7-0.
Now what they want to do, Lowry has an opportunity to really stick McDevitt in bad territory if he can get off a good punt. His first punt was low, got a great bounce. He needs a better punt. A good snap here. Oh, beauty.
Diano picks it up at the 10, falls out of bounds at about the 10-9-yard line.
They roughed the kicker.
And Bob, a critical error for McDevitt, who seemed to be plagued by their miscues thus far.
It won't be a 1st down. That's not an automatic 1st down, and they needed 17. They needed 17 yards for 1st down. Roughing the kicker is not a 1st down penalty. It is just it's either a 5. If it's running into, it's 5. If it's roughing, it's 15. And it's still going to be 4th down.
But that sets up a different situation now with 4th down and 2. as opposed to 4th and 17. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Judge go for it here.
Garlic is back on the field, and they are going to go for it.
All right. That's a gutsy call. They're on the 35-yard line. They've got to get down to the 33. It is 1st and 10, Bob. It was an automatic
Coach
first down.
Manzi wants an explanation as to exactly what the story is here. Basically, this is what you call a game shaper right here. That was a big play. For one thing, it was a great punt. The ball was out of bounds on the 10-yard line. Then it would have been in tough position anyway. But the defender ran into the kicker. 15-yard penalty. 4th and no, I beg your pardon. They're giving him a first down.
It is an automatic first down.
My apology. My apology. It is a first down in scholastic football. In the pro game, it is not.
Roughing the kicker, I believe, is a first down in the pro game, but we'll get to that later. 1st and 10 from the 35. Garlic wants to put it up on first down. He's got nowhere to go, and he is sacked. And that'll be blown dead. That fumble will not count. The ball will be blown dead at about the 38-yard line, so Judge loses a couple on that play.
I think that's what Coach Manzi wanted to know, was why the first down there. There's a rule that may have been changed. It used to be that it was not a first down. They may have changed the rule. Obviously, they did.
Well, we'll get a check on that. Now, obviously, so that rule is in effect where roughing the kicker is an automatic first down. And let's face it, Bob, they blasted as Coach Pat Manzi looks on, and he's shaking his head early on. 7-0 McDevitt, 7-0 Judge rather, with 1:10 remaining here in the first quarter. Garlic wants to throw it up. Uncustomarily, he's caught, and he is sacked by the McDevitt defense back at midfield. There's a fumble, but I don't think that one will count either.
And again, number 50, Jeff Panara in on that play, the lead man on the tackle. Got a piece of his uniform, no less.
There's Jeff Panara, number 50, who last year, Bob, was a linebacker. He's moved into the line this year.
Well, he's a big young man, is Panara. He's 6'1". Well, they only have him as 185, but I'll tell you, he's bigger than that.
The old proverbial listing change. It'll be 3rd down and 23, and Judge is moving backwards on this series of downs. 3rd and 23. Garlic probably will have to put the ball up, but instead hands off right up the middle to Alentrio, and he gets good yardage. Tony Alentrio down to the 39, but now it brings up the situation of punting, and now Lowry will have an ideal opportunity to try and nail the coffin corner.
Now here's the difference between just a punter and a real solid punter. The regular punter will just try and blast the ball. The good punter will try and put it out in the corner. He has a real opportunity here to stick him way back again, as we have timeout. Time has expired in the first quarter.
Okay, it's been a scintillating first quarter of play here from Veterans Stadium. Father Judge controlling the flow, and that's pretty much what they wanted to do. And at the end of one quarter of play, the score is Father Judge 7, Bishop McDevitt, no score. We'll be back. Quarter just underway. Dan Gerson along with Bob Friedman. Larry Lowry set the kick for Father Judge, puts up a beauty, and does he get the corner? No! Oh, Bob, that was as close as they come. Great kick by Larry Lowry that just died 1 yard in deep in the end zone. Touchback. McDevitt will have the ball 1st and 10 on their 20.
That ball hit at the 10-yard line, started like it was just going to dance into the end zone. At about the 3, all the air went out of the ball. It rolled and rolled, and the desperate Father Judge defenders going after the ball couldn't quite get to it as it went into the end zone. Now, we have a discussion with the officials, and there is a flag down on the corner, and we have to see what it is. We have a personal foul against McDevitt. Coach Manzi must be pulling his hair out now. Personal fouls are just uncalled for during the game. It could have been an illegal block. It could have been a late hit. But on a ball that's left to roll, you just can't let that happen. And now they start on their own 10-yard line, and this is tough.
1st and 10 now on the 10 for McDevitt. Not exactly ideal field position. But, you know, Bob, the Lancers have been through situations like this before. And if they can just regain their composure, they should be able to do something. And maybe give that number 78, that's Steve Morse, a little bit of blocking space there up front. He's a big boy, 260 pounds, or a 280, I believe.
All right, now Coach Sullivan is having explained to him by the officials now what the story is. Basically, they're going to have to just punch the ball out to the 20, and then they can open it up a little more. During the season, I believe these two teams played each other, Dan.
I was 16-12 in favor of McDevitt, but I understand that was a 14-12 game, and Judge had to yield to safety late in the game, and that game could have gone either way.
That's true. That's true. So it was a close game.
But you know, Bob, it's a crazy season because McDevitt's only loss was a schmeistering by North Catholic, and Judge had no trouble with North Catholic. They beat them.
Well, also, it was the first game of the year that McDevitt lost to North. And you know, since then they've gotten progressively stronger, and we've seen them grow during the year.
Whereas Ryan, who plays later on today here at the Vet, they lost to Bishop McDevitt, yet they beat Father Judge.
That's right. That's right.
Bob, what do you think is going on down there? I mean, it's 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. What's all the brouhaha down there on the field?
The possibility may be that what they may be explaining is it is a 1st and 10. They want to know why not a 1st and 20. Why not the line of scrimmage being the 20-yard line? The referee could be explaining to them and that's exactly what they're doing. They are calling it a 1st and 10 rather. But that's probably what they're explaining. Why they're setting the ball up there, why the markers are 1st and 10 rather than 1st and 20, because it was a dead ball foul.
Exactly, and if it had been on the first down play and there was a 10-yard penalty, then it would be a 1st and 20. But in all actuality, with 11:49 remaining in the first half, it's 1st and 10. Kevin Green taking a pitch, goes nowhere. Big Father Judge defense coming up big on that play, led by number 5.
And you got to watch those pitches. As number 5, Vince McNally, made the play. You got to watch those pitches. He's giving high pitches, and when you're running like that, you got to put that pitch on the money in that area, because a bad pitch goes into the end zone. It's a safety or a touchdown.
Well, Green lost the yard on that play. 2nd down and 11 now.
We have an injured Judge player down the field. Appears to be, he's not hurt too badly. It's number 51, who is, I beg your pardon, is that number 51 or 57? That's 57, Chris DePalma, linebacker, as a senior, 6'1", 215.
Big boy.
And he's off on his own power. He should be back.
Okay, that's good to see. Chris DePalma walking off under his own power. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 11 now for Bishop McDevitt. Tom Taylor and company in trouble early on. It's only 7-0, but the flow of this game has definitely been the way of Father Judge. And there's a handoff inside to Kevin Green that goes very, very little. And he gets back to about the line, and now that's Deano rather on the carry, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, they tried a little trap play on that, little counter action, and it didn't work. I think really they have to go to their game. They're either going to have to try a sweep or even this deep in their territory, somewhat of a pass. Their passes over the middle have been open.
Well, this is a good spot for Mark Deano or Tim Agnew, the flanker and the tight end. There's number 88, Agnew, right there at the bottom of your screen. And Taylor wants to put it up. He's being rushed, and the pass is incomplete. Intercepted by Father Judge, number 24.
Stan Pachowski.
Pachowski on the big interception. And Bob, I wanted to say before this play that this is a very critical down. Obviously, it turned out to be, as we see big number 24 there, Pachowski for Father Judge, and now Judge is in business. And if they get out to the big lead early, I don't know if McDevitt has the firepower to come back.
Oh, McDevitt has the firepower. There's no question about it.
But they've got the jitters.
No, the jitters only last for a period of time when you play. They have forgotten about the jitters at this point. Now they're concerned about Father Judge.
Well, 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line of Bishop McDevitt is where Father Judge has the ball. The Crusaders want to run, and they do. There's a handoff right up the gut to about the 16. Give him a yard. I think that's Tony Alentrio, number 43, running into the line. Or is that Danny Gallagher? That's Dan Gallagher, number 49, who had a 60-yard TV run in the first quarter to give us our only score of the game, 7-0, 10-15 and counting remaining in the first half.
Now, what McDevitt wants to do here, obviously, hold them, but they would be satisfied here if they let up just as much as a field goal. A touchdown they don't want. They want to hold them to 3 or preferably, of course, nothing if possible.
Okay, it'll be 2nd down from the 16. And there's a reverse that goes nowhere. That's Saravelli, number 17.
His play was slow to develop. There's a little problem in the backfield, but Wayne Hunter, slicing his from his defensive backfield spot, made a great play in the backfield, slowed the man down, slowed Saravelli down. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. And I look for that little pass over the middle again that was successful for the Judge before.
Okay, and that means we'll be looking for Kurt Estes, number 14, or Jerry Langdon, number 85, to receive this toss from Joe Garlick, the quarterback. 3rd down and 10 from the 17-yard line. Garlick hands off to Alentrio, and he gets very little. And Bob, just as you said, McDevitt stood up tall and held him.
I'm kind of surprised there. They tried the running play. They're not running real well. They're not running real well against McDevitt. And they had a little problem there and just couldn't do much of anything.
All right, Lowry will come on now, and it looks like he's going to try about 35-yarder. 34, 35-yarder. The kick is down. It's got the distance. It's good. It's good. 35-yard field goal by Larry Lowry. There's a timeout on the field now with the score. Father Judge 10, Bishop McDevitt nothing. All right, we're back. It's 10-0. Father Judge, who have had things their way thus far here in the first half. 8:44 remains. Larry Lowry kicks it off. It's a short kick, and they're kicking away from Diano, and that's Eric Young, number 1, trying to come to the right side. He's got blockers. He tries to turn the corner, and a great tackle there by number 84.
O'Connor.
Father Judge O'Connor.
He came all the way across the field. They had a right side return set up. They had the wall set up. If O'Connor doesn't get him, he goes a long ways. O'Connor grabbed him by the back of his uniform jersey and kept him from going further. But a nice return for Eric Young. 1st and 10, McDevitt on their own 30-yard line.
Okay, 1st and 10 on the 30 for the Lancers. They need points, and they need them quickly. We've got 8:33 remaining here in the second quarter. We're glad you could join us here on your source for local sports, Comcast Channel 7. And there's a pass out in the flat to Diano, and what happened there?
Diano ran before he had the ball. He saw open field down the field, started turning up, took his eyes off the ball. Ball went right through his hands. 2nd and 10. And Diano, no one's more upset about that than Diano is.
And Tommy Taylor just gave Diano a pat on the rump saying, "Don't worry about it, Mark. We'll get them next time." 2nd down and 10. The ball's on the 30. Father Judge in blue,
Coach
Bishop
Manzi,
McDevitt in
looking
black.
over his field there.
Pardon, Bob?
Coach Manzi was looking over the plays there as we were looking at him on the sideline. It looked like the line jumped a little early for McDevitt on that play.
Steve Morse, number 78, with hands on hip. He might have been the culprit to jump early. It'll be a legal movement against the Lancers, 5-yard penalty, and it will bring up 2nd down and 15. The ball now will be on the 25-yard line.
You know, Coach Sullivan also said before the game his team has never lost a game playing at the Vet. 6 games they've played, 6 games they've won. Looking at postseason records in the Catholic League playoffs, Judge is 15-3 in the playoffs. McDevitt is 1-3.
Well, not too shabby. There's a running play to Kevin Green. He twists, he turns up over the 30 to the 32. But that's not going to give them what they need. It'll bring up 3rd down and at least a dozen.
Now, I'll tell you what, Father Judge has been here, as I say, before. They were here last year. They won it. They won it the year before, beating Newman 35-0. Basically, Judge is a good team that has been here. They've played here before. They're playing like they don't have they have ice water in the veins. And McDevitt so far has made all the mistakes.
I'll tell you, Bob, it's cold up here today, so both teams probably have ice water in their veins. It is chilly. 3rd down and 9. Taylor wants to put it up deep. He's got a man open. It's Mark Diano, and he just overthrows him at the 31-yard line. An excellent play in conception, but he didn't get it.
I'll tell you the problem there was not that he overthrew him. The pass was catchable. But if you look back, if we have a chance to look at this by any shot, he was looking back right into the sun. You see the way the shadows are slanted. It was a high pass. He didn't see the ball, most likely.
There's Mark Diano. He's going to be in kick formation for Bishop McDevitt. The snap is not a good one. Diano bobbles it. He tries to get it off left-footed. A heck of an attempt. Although let's talk about this one now, Bob. Judge will have great field position at the 35, but Diano kicking left-footed, that's quick-witted by Mark Diano.
Well, yeah, and the snap was bad. It took a bad hop past Diano. He went back, maintained his composure, had no way of setting up. All he could do was just drop the ball, kick it left-footed, got it off. It's only a net 2-yard punt, but he's fortunate in the fact that he got the ball off at all, because he got it off from about his own 8-yard line. Judge is knocking at the door again.
1st and 10. Father Judge, the Crusaders at the 34-yard line of Bishop McDevitt. Joe Garlick looks things over, and he keeps it, pitches back instead. A nice play, but good defense also by McDevitt. That's number 15, Timmy Kelly on the stop, stopping
Gallagher.
Danny Gallagher, number 49. That was a good play by both teams.
Yeah, it was. The pitch was a little bit low to Gallagher from Garlick, and Timmy Kelly was Johnny on the spot playing his man. That's his man in the defensive side. He's got to take the back coming out on that option play. Played him perfectly, 2-yard gain, 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9.
We've got 6:55 remaining here in the second quarter. Judge leads McDevitt 10-zip in the Catholic League North. There's a couple of yards for Father Judge. A bevy of McDevitt tacklers there. The ball will be spotted on the 30, and it'll bring up 3rd down and about 8.
They got more than that. It's about 5 yards to go 3rd down.
All right, we'll call it 3rd and 6 from up here. The ball's on the 30. They're still in range. Well, actually, I think they're out of range, Bob, with the wind against them here.
It's hard to tell. The wind is blowing. The flags are blowing the other way, which means swirling. They probably do have the wind here.
That's Estes in motion. 3rd down. Garlick wants to put it up, and he evades tacklers wonderfully. Look at Joe Garlick. He eventually goes down, but he's a nimble young man.
He's a nimble young man, but let's give credit to the McDevitt defense. They definitely put Judge out of field goal range anyway here, and Lowry will be in to punt this time. Good pursuit. Everybody poured through, and it was all that Garlick could do to save from getting a major loss. Instead, he loses about 6, and the Judge will be punting from the 36, 37-yard line. Garlick standing right at midfield, should be able to get off a good punt.
And he has the wind in his face, so he'll try and get this one up in the air and definitely kick it away from Mark Diano. Puts it up. It's a nice spiral. It's rolling, and it looks like he's going to get the corner, and he does.
9-yard line.
At the 9, and that's a great kick by Lowry. That's Lowry, and Bishop McDevitt with their backs against the wall once again.
I think, again, McDevitt's got to be careful here. We talked about the pass last time. They tried the one pass, a great interception leading to 3, but McDevitt can't afford to play it close to the vest. They're a good team. They've got to throw. I don't know if they want to go for the bomb at this point. That would be a little bit too much. I do think that they want to try and open it up with some running plays and then maybe a quick pop pass.
I'm going to guess they're going to throw the bomb here, Bob. 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line. Taylor wants to put it up. It's not a bomb, but he's got Mark Diano, and he's got running room and blockers. He's trying to come over to the left side. He's got room, but a great tackle there by number 24. Face mask?
This is going to come back because after the tackle was made, Eric Young flipped on the play. It's going to come 15 yards back.
And that's a dumb penalty.
That's not a dumb penalty. He's trying to break the man free. He hit him on the side. It's a judgment call by the official. Questionable call. A clip. It's going to come back.
Well, that play is not very popular here, but Bob Friedman, the rock and roll doctor, called it. It was a clip by number 1, Eric Young, and that will negate an excellent 1st down call by Pat Manzi. So it'll bring up 1st and I believe 20.
No, it's not going to come all the way back. It's not going to come back from the line of scrimmage. It's going to come back from the penalty. It will be a 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 for them, but it's just bringing it all the way back. Instead of being up at midfield, they're only up to about the 28-yard line now.
Well, Bob will spot on the 23. 1st and 10 for Bishop McDevitt. Their passing game seems to be loosening up a little bit here. We'll see what Tom Taylor wants to do. He comes back with a counter play to Diano that gets Little.
Well, they're trying to soften up the middle again. That play with Diano was a pass, was that pop pass that I mentioned. He rolled, threw it. Diano was crossing. He had beaten the linebacker easily, had a nice run, cut back across the field. A great open field tackle. Because if he doesn't tackle him, there's nobody else. It's all the way. Eric Young, in his exuberance, tried to put a good block on. Just got him a little bit on the side. That's a clip.
A few thousand cold fans here at the Vet today. Fortunately, Bob, most of them are around us here in our Channel 7 broadcast booth as Taylor on 2nd and 10 wants to put it up. He's going for Diano, and the pass is caught but out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd.
The wing got a hold of that again and just sort of blew it over to the side.
Mark Diano, a big play back for Bishop McDevitt in his 3 years playing on the varsity. But McDevitt, as time is winding down, 4:15, there's a timeout on the clock because of that play caught out of bounds. 4:15 remaining in the second quarter. and Judge leads McDevitt 10-0. Third and 10, Bob. It doesn't leave them many options.
Well, it does leave them options. They've been successful running wide, but I think you're going to see them try and go to either Eric Young or Mark Diano here.
I think they're going to go to 88, Timmy Agnew, who's made some big catches over the last couple of weeks for the Lancers of McDevitt. We shall see. Third down. Taylor wants to put it up. He's going to the sideline to Eric Young, as Bob Friedman said, and that'll be good.
Flag.
And there's another flag down.
Now, there has not been a call against Judge. I think we're going to have a call possibly against Father Judge this time. Let's see what happens. It came from the back judge, which is usually either defensive holding or interference. And the McDevitt people are applauding. It is against Father Judge.
And Bob Friedman right on the money, as usual. The back judge calls one against the Father Judge.
It's a defensive holding penalty. It's declined, and they will take the play. A great catch by Eric Young. Curling in, pass thrown well, and maybe a little bit high, but it was all hands. Young caught it falling to the ground, made a great catch.
There's Eric Young, Tom Taylor, number 11. And you know, Bob, his concentration couldn't waver there. He had to really stick in.
Yeah, this is not an easy day to catch passes, you say. There's a little bit of a nip in the air. Hands can be cold, but he got that ball, and it was a hard thrown ball. And they're in business now at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10, 3:49 to go in the half.
All right, they're on the 41-yard line, their own 41 of McDevitt. Taylor wants to reverse to Mark Diano, and Diano has running room, and he's taken down. The play gets about 6 yards, but that was a good play.
That was a real nice play. A little bit of a razzle-dazzle reverse action. Double fake handoff. Handoff to Diano. The left side was open for a while. Closed up after 6 yards. Some good pursuit by the Father Judge people. But McDevitt's on the march now. What they want to do, they have to put points on the board before the end of the half. They're moving now. They've got to open it up, throw it a little bit, get some nice wide running plays, get the ball out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got to put points on the board, 3 or 6.
2nd down and 4 is a much more favorable situation than 2nd and long. And Taylor pumps once, he fakes. He comes over, and there's Kevin Green with the reception. And he's close to the 1st down. I think he's got it, Bob.
Easily, yeah.
That's Michael Thomas, number 30, on the reception.
More important than that, he got the ball out of bounds, stopping the clock with 2:52 to go in the half. They've got the ball on the 47-yard line. They're going to have to get out of bounds on plays. They still have, I believe, 2 timeouts left. I think they took a timeout early. They have 2 timeouts left, but they want to move this ball as quickly as possible.
1st and 10, 2:46, 2:45, counting down. Taylor pitches out to Green. He's going to try the left side. Kevin Green with running room, and there he goes. Good enough for another 1st down at about the 31-yard line. And the Lancers of McDevitt are starting to put a drive together.
I think he stepped out at the 36. He did get the 1st down, but he stepped out of bounds at the 36, stopping the clock with 2:36 to go in the half. And this is the McDevitt team that we've been watching all year.
And Bob, just as you said, sweep left, sweep right with Kevin Green. I'm surprised, even though they're down by 10, there's still plenty of time. Kevin Green is a Class A runner, and he should see a lot of work here.
Right.
Thomas and Green in the backfield, set up in the eye behind Tom Taylor. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 36. And Thomas goes straight ahead, and he only gets a couple, maybe none.
Okay, now they've been setting this up with going to the corners. What that does is it softens up the middle a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try Diano out of the backfield on a little pop pass to him over the middle. It looks like it's open right now. 2:10 left to go in this half.
All right, we've got 2:10 and counting down here in the 2nd quarter. It's 2nd down and 11 McDevitt. They're on the 37-yard line of the Crusaders of Father Judge. Big pass play coming up here. Tom Taylor wants to toss it up. He's got Young open, and there should be a flag on this one.
My.
And Bob, that looked like clear-cut pass interference against Judge.
Oh my, I think the referee, the back judge missed that one, no question about it. He crawled up the Young's back. There, the play was open over the middle. It was a middle pass. The pass was well delivered, and it looked like the defender crawled up Young's back. But the official said no. It appeared that they were both going for the ball. No interference. 3rd down, 11 to go, and they are still out of field goal range with 1:54 to go in this half. This is 4-down territory, though.
Well, I don't care what you say. That was a tough call. Eric Young was steamrolled on that play. But in the eyes of the referee, both players were going for the ball. 3rd down and 11 from the 37. Taylor swings left. He puts it up. He's got his man. but it's not going to be enough for the first, down at about the 28-yard line. Mike Thomas with the big catch, and Bob, 4th and 2. 4th and 3, rather.
4th and 3. They've had some... I don't know that I would put the ball in the air here, to tell you the truth. I think, quite honestly, they've had some good success with Green going wide. I'd like to see Green try a wide sweep here.
All right, the way they're set up, it would look like he would sweep right. So let's see. There's Kevin Green, and it is the sweep right. And he's got the first down. Bob Friedman calls it again. Kevin Green sweeping right down to the 24-yard line, more than enough for the first down.
And more importantly, stopping the clock for the time being while they move the chains.
All right, there's 1:13 remaining, and McDevitt with $1:13 on the clock has plenty of time to punch up 6, Bob.
Well, the clock is running now. We're getting down to a minute, and now McDevitt will call the timeout.
And we get a hearty roar from the diehards here from McDevitt. It's chilly.
All right, if I'm not wrong, I believe that McDevitt has 1 timeout left.
How many plays do you think they're calling here?
I'm sorry.
How many plays? It's Taylor.
Oh, he
rolls left again, puts it up. He's got Viano open down at about the 11, 10-yard line. First down, McDevitt.
Well, that was the same play that got them out of deep territory before. Roll to the left, Diano out of the backfield crossing, goes across, gets a play, first down, and they appear to be able, no, I don't know where they're setting the ball. It looks like they might be able to get a first down without getting a touchdown. But with 1:07 to go in the half, McDevitt in great shape right now.
And Michael Culp, number 60 for McDevitt, just checked into the game with the play for Tommy Taylor with 1:07 remaining. Taylor wants to put it up again, but he's coming to pressure from the blind side. Puts it up in the end zone. Wise play.
Smart play. Good heady play by the quarterback. Had nothing he could run for. Before the pressure got too strong, he threw that ball out of the end zone. He's got 3 plays yet to run. He's going to, he knows it, at least 2 unless they try a field goal. And he just threw the ball out of the end zone. It was intended for Diano, but Diano was well covered.
No sense taking the sack on that kind of a play and put yourself out of field goal range. With the wind at Mark Diano's back, we're in Diano country now as far as kicking.
Not only that, but you have a wide side right. Again, handoff to Kevin Green going wide. A fake into the middle, handoff to Kevin Green going wide. Could get him a good deal of yardage. Or Taylor could call his own number and run.
Well, Bob, McDevitt can get a first down and actually not score here. They're on the 10. They could take the ball down to the goal line and have a first and goal should that situation present itself. 2nd down and 10. And there's the play Bob Friedman was talking about. Diano's in for
I think he's going to be
in for the touchdown. Big scoring play for Bishop McDevitt. Mark Diano on a 10-yard counter play. Only the numbers were changed, but the play was correct.
The play was there. The fake into the middle. Here was what happened. Diano went into motion. He was over on the left side of the line. The play was faked into the middle. Diano turned around, took the handoff, followed his blockers, and did it all by himself when he got to the goal line. He was stopped. But he got in, he made the turn, and he fell into the end zone for the touchdown with 47 seconds to go as the kick is up. The kick is good, and Bishop McDevitt Lancers are back in this ball game. The score with 47 seconds to go in the half is the Crusaders of Father Judge 10, the Lancers of Bishop McDevitt 7, and you got to think that the McDevitt's going to go in with their head held high this half.
All right, Bob, obviously. Okay, the score is 10-7, 47 seconds left. 47 seconds left in the first half. You see the score, Father Judge up on top of Bishop McDevitt by a score of 10-7. But McDevitt just sustained, if I'm correct, a 90-yard drive to take that pigskin into the end zone. It's 10-7, and you think Diano's going to go deep with the wind at his back?
I don't know. I think he may kick a ground ball.
And there it is, a ground ball to short. And it's picked up by Estes, number 14, for Father Judge. And he's got running room on that right side and a great return. And with 40 seconds left, Father Judge can get into scoring position.
Well, Father Judge has all the timeouts left, as I believe. And they're not a great passing team, but they can move the ball. They can't afford the ball control here because they only have 40 seconds to go. But if they can get the ball, they need to move the ball about 30 yards to get the ball within a range of Lowry. If they can do that, they can try a field goal. They have to pass here.
Tony Alentrio and Danny Gallagher in the backfield. Matter of fact, there's a full house backfield now with Estes, and the pitch is to Gallagher, and he's running hard straight up the middle. He's stiffened up by a number of McDevitt defenders led by number 34, Antonio Cupid, but there's a flag down on the play, and Bob, that should be an offensive penalty.
Well, it could be. It could be the defense lined up offside, so you don't know. It came from the side judge, which is usually the line judge, rather, which is usually the man who calls the offsides calls. It's a legal shift on Judge, and it will bring it back. And with 34 seconds to go, I think what they're going to do here, as we had an illegal backfield shift, somebody may have not, they might not have enough men up on the line. What they may do here is try for one big play and then just run the clock out if that doesn't work.
Bob, I think they're just going to run the clock out.
Yeah, the clock is running now, so they might just fall on the ball.
And Garlick will no doubt just hand off here, and that's why we're up here in the booth. Garlick throws it out, it's incomplete, 17 seconds, and maybe now they'll just run it out.
Yeah, let's just say you try the one big play. If it doesn't work, you fall on the ball. Now, I could be wrong, they might try another one here. But basically, that's the thought here. You try to get it in the position. If you can do it, fine. If not, let's go into we got the lead. Let's go into the locker room at halftime and worry about the second half.
Yeah, with a big kicker like Larry Lowry, why not go for the home run here? Maybe look for a penalty.
Because McDevitt is looking for the home run, and an interception here and a return could give McDevitt the ball in good position.
Well, we shall see. There's 17 ticks of the clock left. Garlick wants to put it up. He's setting up. He's being chased. Puts the ball up, and it's caught, but I believe out of bounds. The pass is incomplete with 10 seconds left in the first half. It'll bring up third down and 15 for Father Judge.
Now, if I were McDevitt, I would call a timeout after this play if
Why?
It's not completed. Because what I would do would be to go for the punt block at this point.
But Bob, with 10 ticks of the clock, do you think there's enough time to do that?
Well, if they fall on the ball, you can call timeout right away and have 7 seconds left.
They've given no inkling of falling on the ball yet, though.
I grant you that. With 10 seconds, you never know.
All right, Garlick wants to put it up. He's looking. He's going for the bomb. And it's incomplete with 4 seconds left. And on fourth down, McDevitt will probably get the ball back on a punt, or do you think they'll risk the punt here?
I don't know. They're too deep for a field goal here. They might just try and run the ball and let the half end.
Larry Lowry's not coming on, so they will indeed run this out as Joe Garlick comes back onto the field leading the Crusaders of Bishop McDevitt in a closely fought battle here in the first half. It's 10-7 in favor of Father Judge over Bishop McDevitt.
But you know, except for that one long run, Judge has not had any sustained offense at all.
Not at all, and that could be an omen going into the second half of play. Fourth down, Garlick's going to keep it and just run the clock out. And he is stuck. And that's the end of play here in the first half. We saw Father Judge get out on top in a hurry with a big touchdown run by Danny Gallagher. Larry Lowry out of the field goal made it 10-0. Martiano with a 10-yard scoring run late in the second quarter with about a minute left. And we're at halftime with the score. Father Judge 10, Bishop McDevitt 7.
Okay.
All right, we're back. Second half play underway between Judge and McDevitt. Judge has a 10-7 halftime lead as we start play here in the third quarter. Dan Gerson along with Bob Friedman. And it looks like McDevitt on the offense. Another flag down, Bob.
It does on the kickoff. It looks like it's going to come back, and they're going to start inside the 10 again.
Well, this is nothing unusual for McDevitt. They've been doing it all day. And the play is indeed a clip. We're just underway here in the second half of the Northern Division Catholic League. Bishop McDevitt against Father Judge. First and 10 for the Lancers. The ball on the 10-yard line. Kevin Green trying to work outside, and he is hammered by a number of players, Vince McNally and his friends, and he'll get very little yardage, if anything, there. It'll bring up second down and 10 for McDevitt. They've got the ball. They have momentum after their big scoring play at the end of the first half.
Okay, Kevin Green tried a little play around the end. It didn't quite work. It is 2nd down and 10 yards to go. McDevitt with a big 90-yard drive, making it happen. But so far, they are backed up in their own territory.
All right, it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 10. There's Kevin Green. It looks like he wanted to throw the ball, but no, he gets to the 11, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Lancers from their own 11-yard line. They trail Judge 10-7 early on here in the 3rd quarter.
Let me give some statistics from the first half. Bishop McDevitt had 9 first downs to Judge's 3. They rushed for 69 yards to Judge's 66, but Judge carried 5 more times. But the passing, we'll talk about after this play, the passing is all the difference right now.
All right, 3rd down and 9 for Bishop McDevitt. Tom Taylor looking things over. He wants to throw it. He's got Tim Agnew open downfield. A good coverage by Vince McNally, number 5. Agnew looks like he might have sprained his right wrist on that play, and it'll bring up 4th down for the Lancers of McDevitt. They'll have to punt.
Well thrown ball, and as I was talking about, McDevitt is a team that likes to pass. McDevitt passed for 98 yards in the first half. Father Judge was a minus 13 passing, for a total offense of 53 yards for Judge and a total offense of 167 yards for McDevitt. As the punt gets away, barely a bad snap again. Fair catch called for and taken by Garlick at the 35-yard line of McDevitt. And that's been the difference in the game. Not the passing, but the field position. Judge has started the ball in good position just about every time. Hasn't been able to move it, but for that one long touchdown. And McDevitt has started inside the 20 virtually every single time. It's been that way the whole game.
And Larry Lowry, who has range, has the wind at his back now. So Joe Garlick and company setting up for the Crusaders of Father Judge. Hands off to Danny Gallagher right up the middle for a couple. Gallagher will get down to about the 33-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Right, in the first half also, there were 2 penalties against Judge for 10 yards, 4 against McDevitt for 45 yards. And in the punting field, remember again, the bad snaps that Deanna's been getting, some terrible snaps. He averaged 18.5 on 2 punts, but one of them was that left-footed 2-yarder. And Judge Lowry's punted twice for 45 yards. There's only been 1 fumble in the game, and that was recovered by Bishop McDevitt. There was their own fumble recovered by Bishop McDevitt.
Okay, it brings up 2nd down and 9 for the Crusaders of Judge. And too much time, Bob?
Yeah, I think that's it. There was too much time.
And that's a tough penalty.
Judge is not moving at all. If McDevitt gets takes a lead, I don't know what Judge is going to do, because they really, Coach Sullivan's hit it right on the head. They are not a team that will flash. They are a team that will drag it out and drag it out. They got one great run early on, and quite honestly, we talked about it with both coaches before the game. I think that was a case of the jitters, and McDevitt's defense just wasn't set. McDevitt's defense has just held up beautifully since then. Judge hasn't been able to move the ball. As is noted, they have 53 yards total, and their touchdown run was for 60.
Okay, Garlick wants to put it up, but he's in trouble. He's rolling left, and he's taken down by McDevitt.
Number 56 on the play was Wayne Hunter, defensive back, coming in, making the play for McDevitt. And McDevitt, I'll tell you, is just doing the job on Judge. As I say, Judge had 66 yards rushing in the first half, 60 on 1 play. So it tells you what McDevitt has done. Without that play, they have a total net yardage offense of -7 yards.
And it looks like McDevitt has settled down. There's no question about that, as Judge is presented with a 3rd and 22 play here. 3rd down and 22. They're on their 47-yard line of Bishop McDevitt. So Garlick will no doubt look to load it up here. He's looking. He's got a man downfield, and it's caught. A big 1st down reception for Father Judge on that play from Joe Garlick. He hit
Danny Bianco,
and he got his bell rung on that play.
Yes, he did. He's down, but it was a great pass, a well-delivered ball. Bianco crossing from his left tight end spot, coming across the middle, did not have the 1st down when he caught the ball. Broke a tackle to get the 1st down. That's where he got the wind knocked out of him. He's up and he's okay. A great catch, but we have an injured player back in the offensive backfield. back around the 47-yard line. Looks like one of the linemen may be injured, and he looks more seriously injured, and they're attempting to look at him.
Okay, there's timeout on the field with 8 minutes and 23 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. With our score, Judge 10, McDevitt 7, and there is an injured player down on the field for the Crusaders of Father Judge. We'll be right back after this channel. An injury to the starting quarterback, Joe Garlick, and Chris Fagan, number 11, the backup, is now running the show for the Crusaders. Pitches off to Dan Gallagher, and he just gets a couple down to about the 21-yard line, and it'll bring up second down and long yardage as we're under 8 minutes now remaining here in the third quarter. Judge leads McDevitt by a score of 10-7. And we'll look for some kind of report on Joe Garlick.
Yeah, he went off in his own power. He might have gotten the wind knocked out of him, but that's about it. He seems to be okay now.
Okay, Fagan's still in there with second down and 10. Fagan wants to put it up. He's going for the home run, and it's a beautiful play on both ends. Good defensive work by McDevitt. That was intended for Jerry Langdon, number 85, and Timmy Kelly, number 15, was in on the coverage for the Lancers of McDevitt, and that was a big play.
Yeah, it was a big play. They needed that. He had a man open in the corner of the end zone. It looked like he might be able to get him, and just made a nice defensive play to keep it from being a touchdown.
It'll bring up third down and 10 now from the 23-yard line, and there's should be flags down on this particular play. There's a play from Langdon, and that was almost picked off by Peter Merlini, number 10. And both players had a shot at that one. There's Merlini, number 10, Timmy Kelly, number 15. Stalwarts on that back line for Bishop McDevitt. It'll bring up fourth down now, and Bob, I would expect to see Larry Lowry come in now.
Yeah, that play, by the way, the Sun had something to do there. The tight end did not get a good look at the ball. The defensive back, it bopped off his hands a little bit. The Sun had a definite play, as we do see Garlick back in the game. They're not going to go for a field goal here. They're going to go for the first down.
They're not going for it. That's somewhat of a surprise, Bob Friedman.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a surprise, but I guess they just want to punch it over. 4th and 10.
4th and 10. Garlick going for the end zone. It's up for grabs. And it's incomplete. McDevitt takes the ball over and down. 7:19 remaining, third quarter. The score remains Judge 10, McDevitt 7. Big defensive play by the Lancers.
Nice defensive play. A well-thrown ball, though. Garlick put it in there where his tight end could get his hands on it. However, it was knocked away by 2 or 3 Bishop McDevitt people. And McDevitt, believe it or not, will have one of its best starting positions of the game.
And Bob, the momentum seems to be shifting in this one.
Well, the momentum defensively seems to be. McDevitt didn't do much with the opening kickoff. Of course, they were set back by the clipping penalty. Let's see what they do here with Tom Taylor, rather.
Tom Taylor with backs in the eye. He's looking for Kevin Green, but no, instead goes long for Eric Young. It's up there, and Young grabs it at the 30-yard line. And there's a face mask penalty.
And it's going to be 15 more tacked onto it.
Big play for Bishop McDevitt. Tom Taylor to Eric Young, about 50 yards in the air. Young pulled it down, and Bob, it looked like a face mask.
He aired that baby out beautifully. Young got behind it, ran under the ball, caught the ball, and got an elbow out of bounds. And I don't know, they're walking the other way. What's the story here?
Well, we'll see who this call is on. It was an excellent pass play. Tom Taylor, and they are bringing it back.
He caught it out of bounds. It's an out of bounds.
Well, from our vantage point, Bob, we really can't tell if he was in bounds or not. What was the flag thrown for?
The flag may have indicated he caught the ball out of bounds.
Why not the cap?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Okay, we have 7:09 remaining here in the third quarter, and Bishop McDevitt will lose that big play. And they'll be penalized also. An illegal lineman downfield, I think. And Pat Manzi cannot be happy about that one. He doesn't even want to hear the referee's explanation. And what do you think Pat Manzi's saying, Bob?
I can't repeat it. But he is not a happy man right now. His big play was just called back. I honestly, now they haven't moved the ball back, but it is a loss of down. It's an incompleted pass.
So it's second down and 10 now. The Lancers are on their own 24-yard line with 7:09 remaining in the third quarter. Judge leads 10-7 over Bishop McDevitt. Second down and 10 from the own 24. Taylor hands off the green, but fakes the handoff. Comes downfield. It's going to be picked off, but no. Vince McNally just misses. And 3rd and 10 now for McDevitt. And Bob, that was a really strange play.
Well,
the catch out of bounds and the penalty.
Well, the referee, he looked at it, he threw the flag. The flag may have just meant that it was an illegal catch. There's no penalty on that. It's just, if you catch the ball out of bounds, it's not a legal catch, obviously. And he caught the ball out of bounds, and it brought the play back. It's 3rd and 10 now.
All right, 3rd and 10 from the 24. Tom Taylor will look to do the Air Express here. He probably will look for Agnew. It's coming down for Eric Young, and it's picked off by Vince McNally. They're ruling it an interception, and Judge will take over on their own 46-yard line. Ill-advised.
Well, they're trying that long pass, and they've had some success with the short ones with the back coming out of the backfield. But he's trying these bombs here, and I don't know that I understand why. He's got the good arm for it, but, now that you got him spread deep, try that little one to your backfield, to Diano or somebody like that. Don't go running after Young like you did before, because they're waiting for it.
Judge has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line in ideal field position. It's a handoff right up the middle. That gets maybe 2 to the 48. It'll bring up 2nd down and long yardage for the Crusaders of Father Judge. That was Danny Gallagher, number 49, on the carry, and he was met by a host of McDevitt tacklers led by number 34, Antonio Cupid at strong side linebacker.
Cupid's a big man. And once again, remember, we will be looking at the player of the game, the McGarity Chevrolet player of the game at the end of the game. So we have a lot of people to choose from right now. It's a wide open affair.
Yes, it is. Joe Garlick rolling out. He wants to throw it up. It's up, and it's caught, and it's out of bounds. Good call by the referee. Jerry Langdon was out of bounds, number 85, when he pulled that down. And I'd like to reiterate, Bob, our star of the game today is a co-selection by McGarity Chevrolet in Flowertown and Lee's Hoagies of Abington.
That's right.
And we'll look here on the replay, Bobby.
Yeah, he's rolling out to the left. This is nice, throwing against the body. Nice catch there. You got to have 1 foot in bounds. You didn't have either. Referee right on the spot made the call, and it's a good call. And it's 3rd down, 8 to go with 6:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. Judge leading McDevitt 10-7. Judge with the ball on their own 48-yard line.
And a most peculiar game thus far. Father Judge out with the big touchdown run early. Garlick hands off, and there's Estes. Estes with running room, and he's got enough for the 1st down.
Just.
From our vantage point, it looks like he's got the 1st.
He's just got enough.
Kurt
Estes.
was
shoddy tackling by Bishop McDevitt, unfortunately. They broke the tackle 2-3 yards downfield. Got a break, got it. They tried shoulder tackling, which you just don't do. You get your arms around the man, and Coach Manzi, it just hasn't been going for him today. His offense has done a great job up to a point, but hasn't been able to punch it through Judge, except for the one long drive.
He paces like you, Bob.
I pace faster.
5:38 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Judge has the ball, and they've got the lead. And there's a pitch back and a nice tackle
great
there
play
by McDevitt.
Great play by number 40, and that was Bill Cruson, 5'10", 170-pound senior, slicing in from defensive back spot. And Coach Manzi really has those defensive backs moving into that backfield. A little bit of blitzing, a little bit of running, because basically Judge is not throwing the ball much, so the defensive backs can take a few more chances. Coach Sullivan Whitey Sullivan in the middle there, looking over his team with a very precarious 3-point lead. Judge with the ball, 2nd down, 12 yards to go.
Okay, 2nd and 12. Joe Garlick back in the game after a short injury. Comes outside to the wide man, number 88. That's Dan Bianco, and he just gets a couple of yards for the Crusaders. It'll bring up 3rd down and probably about 9.
I'll tell you what happened there. That was intended to be a screenplay, but the pass was really delivered too quickly. The lineman had no chance to get out there, really. Only had 1 blocker in front of him and 3 defenders waiting for him. And Bianca got the ball and had no chance. He only got he didn't gain anything. He gained a yard. He got back 1 yard of the 2 yards that they had lost, and it's 3rd and 11. And let's see if they try for that tight end again down the side.
Okay, it's Joe Garlick with Tony Alentrio and Danny Gallagher back in the backfield with him. 3rd down and 11 from the 45. Garlick puts it up, and it's overthrown. A good idea, but overthrown, and Judge will have to turn the ball over to McDevitt now, and we'll see what McDevitt can do.
I'll tell you, we got two kids that got some good arms here. Garlick's got a real nice arm, and we've seen already what Tom Taylor can do all year long. And again, throwing that 55-yard pass that unfortunately was ruled incomplete. So it's 4th down, and Larry Lowry will be into the game. Back deep are Eric Young close to us, and further away is, of course, Diano. And they'll probably kick it away from Diano.
Good snap. A good kick by Larry Lowry, and it looks like he's going to get the roll, and he does.
Oh, look at this kick. Taking a McDevitt bounce, and McDevitt's going to start inside their own 10 again, Dan.
Well, that seems to be the name of this game, Bob. Bad field position, grit and determination will serve Bishop McDevitt handsomely if they still have some left here. They're only trailing by 3 points. There's 4:27 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and they should be used to this by now.
Yeah, they really should be, because they have really done nothing but start from way out in their own territory. It's just been tough for them all the way through. They're going to have to make a long drive here.
Well, the last 90-yard drive they tried to consummate, they did, and we'll see what happens this time. Taylor hands off to Kevin Green, and Green busts up for just a couple to about the 12-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 8 for the Lancers of Bishop McDevitt.
Now, they try the middle again. They just want to let them know that, hey, we're going to run up the middle now and again, so you're going to have to be careful. But they have a wide side now. They're at the far hash mark. They have that side that they like to run Green around. I don't know if they're going to play. They had that play to Diano that worked last time they were deep in their own territory at the end of the half. But I would still try Kevin Green here.
All right, we'll look for number 31. Taylor back as far as the end zone, puts it up, almost intercepted, and he looked for Kevin Green. Bob, you were right there as it brings up a 3rd and 9 for McDevitt. The ball's only on the 11-yard line, and if you're Pat Manzi, which horse would you go to here?
I don't know. This is a tough call here. He had Green open over the middle there. They're going to be looking for that little middle pass here. They've had some success again running wide. I still think, I don't know, I'm going to say they'll run wide here.
I tend to agree with you, Bob. It looks like they have room over here on the near side, the left side. Taylor wants to throw. He's got Diano open. Instead, he goes over to Timmy Agnew, and he drops it right in his hands.
Well, I was right on one thing. It was wide. They rolled to the left side. They rolled to the long side. Timmy Agnew, a well-designed play, broke open. The pass was directly thrown over his head. That is the toughest pass to catch. You can't look to your left or your right. That ball's coming right over your head, and it's a do or die, and unfortunately, Agnew just couldn't do it. And now Diano's in. Let's see how this snap come back. He hasn't had a good snap from center yet.
All right, Diano's in the end zone. It looks like Judge left early. A good kick by Mark Diano, end over end, up in the air. It moves back. Garlick to his midfield. Joe Garlick being pursued, and he breaks one tackle, breaks another, and Judge will have excellent field position again, this time from the McDevitt 45.
Yeah, as usual, they'll have excellent field position. I think they started the last 4 or 5 drives in McDevitt territory. There's 3:22 left to go in this 3rd quarter, and McDevitt's got to start thinking, we've got to do something here. We've got to make it happen. We've got to cause a fumble. We've got to intercept. We've got to stick them way back. We've got to do something to keep them starting inside the 15-yard line.
And Father Judge, on the other hand, has excellent field position time and time again. There on the 46-yard line of McDevitt, Joe Garlick opening it up, putting it up to Estes, and he is clobbered there by number 3 on the defense for Bishop McDevitt. And I'm talking clobbered on that play, a fine play by Chris Owens, number 3. We'll look at that one again, Bob.
Here's a pass. Oh, boom. And he timed it perfectly. The pass was just to be caught when he hit him. I don't know if it would have been caught if he hadn't hit him, but it sure as heck wasn't going to be caught when he did.
And that's the hit of the game delivered by number 3, Chris Owens for Bishop McDevitt. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now for Father Judge. They're still on the McDevitt 46-yard line. And Bob, which is surprising as the pitch comes back to Gallagher, and he's run out of bounds to lose yards. Why is Father Judge throwing the ball?
Well, that wasn't a pass, by the way. That was a pitch back. That was lateral on that play. The last play, they're figuring Judge has got to be figuring that McDevitt is looking for the run because that's their game. So here, as we see this is a pitch. This is a lateral, and good pursuit. They strung it out real well. Got him out of bounds for a loss. It's 3rd and 12 now. But they got to be figuring that McDevitt's looking for the run. Let's try a pass. If we get a good break here, we might get a good long yardage gain.
And this is where they usually look for Langdon, Bianco, or Estes. As Garlick wants to put it up, the rush is heavy. He puts it up. He's got a man open.
Oh, look at this! It's going to be a touchdown.
And it's going to be a touchdown for Judge Kurt Estes. Unbelievable play. 56-yard touchdown pass.
And that's got to take the air out of McDevitt's balloon. The play was a long pass. They had Bianco out there. The ball was tipped. Here it is. Watch it. The ball's thrown. It's tipped. Bianco tips it, and it goes right into Estes' hands, who goes into the end zone for a touchdown. What a heartbreaker for McDevitt.
And it's now a 16-7 game as Larry Lowry comes on for the kick. He puts it up and he splits the uprights. Timeout on the field with 2:54 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And the score, Father Judge 17, Bishop McDevitt.
He's standing up. The ball just fell into his hands. It's a touchdown. So they've had 2 long plays. Other than that, McDevitt has just held them beautifully.
And the McDevitt fans are silenced after that bomb connected for 7 points. And we'll see the reverse to Eric Young here. He has blockers, but no, a fired-up Judge defense slams him down, led by number 57 on the Judge defense. That's Krista Palma, the strong side linebacker, who came all the way across the field to make that hit.
Yeah, he did. The blocking was good. Unfortunately, the blocking was bunched up. And what happened was all 3 blockers fell down. They hit 2 of them hit one man, went down. A 3rd one tripped over them. And by the time Young got to the corner, there was a whole roadblock in the way, most of them his own teammates.
This play will take McDevitt down into 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. We're broadcasting from Veterans Stadium, the Catholic League Northern Division Championships. And there's Mark Diano wide open, and he's knocked out of bounds at midfield, and that's good enough for a 1st down. And Bob, there's still enough time for McDevitt to just adhere to their game plan.
Oh, no question about it. They've got to stay within their game plan. They are a better offensive team than Father Judge. There's no question about that. They have just not been able to create the breaks. They have not gotten the breaks. They have had to start deep in their own territory, which really blunts their attack. They haven't been able to throw the wide open passes. Now they are, as we see a cheerleader urging Bishop McDevitt on, and now they can play their game.
1st and 10 from midfield. Taylor wants to put it up. He casts Kevin Green. Green misses one tackle, misses another. He's down to the 40. He's down to the 37-yard line. Kevin Green running hard after he makes the reception. And McDevitt has to make their own breaks, Bob.
That was a major league play there. First of all, it was a good catch coming across the middle out of the backfield by Green. Got the ball, broke 2 tackles. One was a sure tackle. Broke it, turned the corner. Here's a play. He sees Green coming across the middle. Green gets him. He breaks one here, breaks another. It was a sure one. Gets another 5, 6, 7, 8 yards down to the 38-yard line where they will put the ball in play.
Tom Taylor looking to put it up every down. He's going for the home run for Eric Young. And there was contact there again, but a good call this time.
Diano on the play there. He threw the ball for Diano to run under. Diano just didn't have enough leg to get under the ball.
That's correction. That is Mark Diano indeed. After all, him and Eric look so much alike. It's okay, 1:19 left. 2nd and 10 for McDevitt. And it looks like they're going to go Air Express every down here, Bob.
I'd like to try the sweep here. They've got the defenders backed off a little. I'd like to try a sweep.
Okay, we'll look for the sweep right with number 31, Kevin Green. Not this play. Taylor, he's going to run the ball. And he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9 from the 36. 3rd and 8 from the 36.
Now, he had the whole right side where he ran up the middle because that's what they're taught to do, just get it up there and get some yardage. He did get about 2 yards on it. But if he rolls out to the right there, he's got about 8, 9, 10 yards because he got 2 blockers in front of him there.
And so far, that most valuable player of this game is still up for grabs.
Most definitely. Nobody's taking control of it yet.
Not at all. 3rd down and 9 from the 37. Fake handoff to Kevin Green. Taylor wants to put it up. He's got Agnew open, and it's almost picked off. overthrowing Timmy Agnew. Vince McNally on the coverage for the Crusaders.
There will be no punt here. They'll go for the first down. With 33 seconds to go in the third quarter, they have to go for the first down here.
There you see it. There's the numbers. Pretty stark if you're a McDevitt fan. 4th down and 9 from the 37-yard line. That means they've got to get it down to the 28, and they're going for it.
Now remember what I said. They probably will pass because I say this. But when they were deep in the in Judge territory, they handed the ball off to Green on a sweep. I like that sweep. It works well for them.
Coach Manzi urging his team on. 4th down, 9 yards to go. Taylor with all kinds of time has Timmy Agnew open for the first down at the 18-yard line. Big play for Tim Agnew, and I'm sure Timmy feels a lot better hanging on to that one.
He fumbled the ball, but it was after he was down. He fumbled the ball, and when he hit the ground cannot cause a fumble. The referee came over. The judge is on the ball. Watch. He's down. He hits the ground. The ball pops loose. Judge is on it, but the ground can't cause a fumble.
All right, we are back to action here at the Vet, the home of the Catholic League Championships. This is the Northern Division, and we've got the semis with Father Judge and Bishop McDevitt here. Taylor looking to put it up again. He's going to run this time. He fumbles the ball but gets it back, and at about the 16-yard line, he gains a couple. 2nd down and 8, and that was a very precarious play as time winds down here in the third quarter. It's been a big play quarter for Father Judge. They've scored another touchdown. They've padded their lead, and it's now Judge 17, Bishop McDevitt 7. McDevitt, they're at the Judge 16. And Bob?
Well, that fumble I was talking about, he got a big break. He was lunging forward. The ball bounced, started going forward, and came straight up in the air instead. And it was a fortunate thing because there were 3 blue shirts waiting to pounce on that ball.
And McDevitt's got to put the ball into the end zone on this drive. It's 2nd down and 8 from the 16. And here's the sweep right to Kevin Green. He's got running room, but instead he's forced out of bounds, and he might have lost the yard on that play.
That was Diano on the carry.
Diano again.
They strung that out real well. I'll tell you, Dan, they don't necessarily need a touchdown on this play. They got to get points. 3 points or 6 points, it doesn't make a difference at this juncture. They've got to get something out of this drive. If they make it 17-10, they're within a touchdown. If they get a touchdown, they can go for 2 and go for the win. But if they have to get some yardage here. So 3rd down, let's look for that pass to Diano.
Okay, 3rd down and 9 from the 17. That play lost about a yard. Taylor putting it up. He's got Diano, and there it is, Bob Friedman. Mark Diano at the 6-yard line, I believe. Yes, 1st and goal for Bishop McDevitt at the Crusaders 6-yard line.
And he took a pop when he got that. He lined up on the wing on the left side. It's a simple curling pattern. Hit him on the 6-yard line, got popped. Watch this, nice, well-thrown ball. Boom, almost loses it, holds on to it. 1st and goal, Bishop McDevitt at the 6.
And that was a big play there by Mark Diano. 1st and goal from the 6, and that brings the Lancer fans on their feet. There's a handoff and a fumble in the end zone, and Judge
they're not calling it a fumble.
That was not on the ground.
It hit the ground. When his elbows hit the ground, the ball popped out. Dan, the rule is clear. The ground cannot cause a fumble. That's number 30.
Mike Thomas is injured.
Mike Thomas is injured on the play. And he hit the ground hard. The ball pounced into the end zone, but that is not a fumble.
It looks like he might have suffered a concussion on that play, Bob. His head took a shot. Watch the play.
Watch him hit. See how he hit?
I stand corrected, Bob Friedman, the rock and roll doctor, right on that play.
2nd and goal.
And they're knocking on the door. Bishop McDevitt trying to get into the end zone. There's a handoff to number 37, and that's Brown, I believe.
Loses yardage. That's number 37. That's Jake Colin. Good knifing through. I think they got to try that sweep. That sweep will work.
Bob, why would you bring a Cole back in like Colin, who's a good runner in his own right? Why would you bring him in here in this particular situation?
Because Michael Thomas is hurt.
What about Kevin Green?
Well, Kevin Green was the lead blocker on that. Let's see if they don't go wide to Green. I really think that play will work.
It looks like they're going to go to Colin again because Green is the up back in the I formation. Let's see, Jake Colin. Colin does not get in.
And every time they do this, it's 4th down and 2 now. Every time they do this, it's a big play for Father Judge. Their defense is getting stronger. They're trying the simple off-tackle plays. Look at the team. They're all pumped up now. Watch this. Simple off-tackle. They're knifing through, cutting under the blocking, and they're getting them. And really, I think that the wide play has got to work. Darren listed on that play.
On a big stop.
All right, the McDevitt fans are up. They want this 6.
4th and goal. There's a pitch back to Jake Cullen. He does not get in on a great goal line stand by Judge. Jake Cullen looked like he was going to split the plane. He did not get in. Unbelievable.
There's an injured player on the field. It's the man who made the tackle. That's number 24, who is Stan Puchalski, who made the play.
Oh, what a hit by Puchalski. That's the play of the game right there.
That's right.
So,
that is the play.
So with 9:12 remaining here in the ball game, it's 17-7. McDevitt thwarted with 3 Jake Cullen attempts. None of them were good enough to find pay dirt. And Father Judge may have wrapped up this ball game with that 4th and goal. Defensive surge, goal line stand. They've got the ball on their own 1-yard line. Joe Garlick's going to not be too fancy here. And there's a pitch back and thrown back to about the 3 is Judge.
And this is what McDevitt has to do. They have to keep Judge within the 5-yard line if possible. Judge is just going to run straight ahead plays. It's what they've got to do. McDevitt's got to knife through and make the play if they're going to get good field position here. They cannot afford to allow them outside the 10-yard line here.
It's 2nd down and 9. That was Tony Alentrio on that carry, on the 1st down carry that got him just about 3 feet. It's 2nd down and 9 for Judge. There's a pitch back to Danny Gallagher, and McDevitt keeps him bottled up right around the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten to the 3-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5. They need to get to about the 10, 3rd and 6.
And here's where McDevitt has to be careful also. They're all bunching up on the line of scrimmage to make the tackle. If through some way the runner gets through that line, there's nobody in the backfield backing up. This is where you see some long touchdown runs sometimes.
All right, we're coming down to 8 minutes remaining. This is a big play for the Lancers of McDevitt. 3rd and 5.
Fumble.
It's a fumble.
And it is
McDevitt gets the ball on the 5-yard line. And Bob, that's precisely what we were talking about.
Don Doherty on the fumble recovery. They tried a pitch back, and Donald Doherty was right on the spot, picked up the ball, and got it. And McDevitt is there again. Here we are, watch. A bad pitch. You don't want to pitch in there. You want to hand off.
Gallagher didn't have a chance on that pitch.
He had no prayer. He took it off the fingertips, hit his thigh pads, went right into Doherty. Doherty gets the ball. 1st and goal on the 4.
Okay, that's the table set for McDevitt now. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. And they can get back into the game with a score here. I look for the pass. It's a pitch back to Kevin Green. And he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Bishop McDevitt, touchdown. 4-yard run from Kevin Green, and that comes at 4 minutes and 12 seconds.
And that's the play I've been talking about. Kevin Green wide, it's been working all day long. It worked again. And Jake Cullen, when they used it before, he's not the runner right now that Kevin Green is. Kevin Green's gotten the pay dirt before. He got it again, and Bishop McDevitt is back in this game with the extra point. It'll be a 3-point game.
Crucial extra point by Diano. And he gets
just good.
There's a timeout on the field with 7:48 remaining, and the score, Father Judge 17, Bishop McDevitt 14, and this game is far from being over.
Most definitely. Kevin Green, he goes around that end untouched. That's the play that works. They can run that all afternoon with him.
Well, there's only 7:48 remaining, so they'll have ample opportunity to run that play again. What kind of kick should we look for here, Bob?
A ground ball again, but they've got to cover better on this one.
Diano tries kicking it deep, comes back to the 20-yard line to Kurt Estes. Estes to the 25, to the 30. And he's crunched at the 35-yard line. Great field position again.
Good initial hit by Wayne Hunter, number 56. Wayne Hunter, a 5'10", 175-pound junior. Put a good stick on him, slowed him down. But again, Judge will have good field position, but only a 3-point game. And buckle your seatbelts, folks. It's going to be a real bumpy landing today.
And Bob, I have the feeling that with a 3-point lead, 7 minutes, Judge has to chew up some clock here. Would you be surprised if they pass the ball?
I would be very surprised. I think they've got to do ball control here. It's got to be their game.
And this is where McDevitt's defense usually comes to life in a critical situation. Gallagher for 5 yards. Second down and 5. He gets up to about the 40-yard line. Second down and 5 for the Crusaders of Father Judge at the 40.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Dan. I may be dead wrong, but I honestly think McDevitt's going to find a way to win this game.
You just have that feeling?
I just have that feeling.
Well, they've had every bad break you could imagine. They've had the kitchen sink thrown at them today. Whatever the outcome, this is certainly a character testing and building experience. Second down, good enough for first down yardage, or just shy of a first down, is Tony Alentrio. Or check that. That's David Fuller, number 1 in the game, a senior running back, 5'10", 167, and he just squirmed and squirmed and squirmed, you saw there, and he's a yard shy of the first. Big third down play.
This is a big play here. They've got to hold him here.
I think they're going to give it to Gallagher the way they're lined up. Gallagher gets the pitch, and he
doesn't get it. He doesn't
stop
get
him.
it.
Antonio Cupid on the stop. So to bring up a punting situation for Judge, I don't think they're going to get cute here.
No,
and there's Dan Doherty again.
I think I'd like, Dan Doherty, I think I'd like to see them set the return up here. Don't go for the block. Let's set that return up. Let's give...
Bob, they've had 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, roughing the kicker twice already. You think they'll go for it again?
No, I'd like to see them go for the return here.
It looks like they're setting up for a return. Here they come. Bad snap. And Bob,
it's an illegal pass. That's going to be a penalty. It's going to be, and he's hurt, and Lowry got hurt on that. That's the first bad snap. Actually, Lowry dropped the snap. Had nothing to do with it. They got in on him. It's an illegal forward pass.
So what happens now?
What that is, it's an illegal forward pass, loss of down. That's a first down.
But they don't advance the ball any, Bob?
Let's see what they may put it to where he threw the ball. I think that's what they're doing. The referee's standing back around the 37-yard line with a flag. It's going to be 15 yards. No, it's going to be 5 yards, I'm sorry, to the 39-yard line. And here we go, Dan.
First and 10 for Bishop McDevitt. The turnovers have certainly changed their course now. It's Father Judge that is rattled. It's Father Judge that does not have their good composure. It's McDevitt, like the Lions, waiting to chew some yardage up here. We've got 5:50 remaining in the ball game. 17-14 Judge. There's Kevin Green running left side. He's got running room. He's down to the 30. Kevin Green bumped out of bounds, and Bob, it's a whole different ball game now.
That play will work all afternoon. It has been working all afternoon. Kevin Green off the left, Kevin Green to the right. It's been working.
Then why did they not use Kevin Green on that goal line?
Let's not worry about it now. They're driving now. Who knows? Second there, tells it all. 2nd and 6 ball on the 35. 5:44 left in this ball game. 17-14 Judge leading.
And plenty of time for McDevitt. And here goes Green running the right side. He's got some running room. He gets down to about the 32-yard line. He's a little shy of the first. It'll bring up third down and short. But third down and short opens up the avenues for the Agnews and the Dianos now.
It's third and about. It's not that short. It's about 4 or 5 yards yet to go. There's a lot of plays they can do. Again, they've had Mark Diano open over the middle on pass play. They also have an idea. They could get within field goal area, too. So, I don't know. They've run twice. They do have a good wide left side. Let's see if they do it with Green again.
This play will take us under 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. There's a play almost picked off. Great play there by number 55.
They're calling it in. I'm going to say that I'm not going to say it there. I'm going to be optimistic and say they got it by the nose of the football.
And they got it by the nose of the football. That's a big break for McDevitt. They have 4 more downs. They are in business. And Bob, before they start this next play, the level of play we have been privileged to broadcast this year has been just marvelous.
It has. It's been very, very, very good quality.
And this game is no exception.
Well, Catholic League football is just a superior brand of football in the city of Philadelphia. I'm just so impressed with these two teams.
Okay, 1st and 10 for McDevitt now. Kevin Green fumbles, and Judge gets it back, and that can be a crusher. Oh, Bob.
It's a tough play, no question about it. Kevin Green never had full possession of the ball, recovered the ball. A great play by Father Judge. There's still 4:26 to go, so McDevitt has got to hold him. They can't hang their heads here. The defense, watch this play. Never a real bad handoff. Never had good hold of it. Stripped by number 96. That was Brian Hill, came in, stripped him of the ball. And the ball is recovered. There was a penalty against Bishop McDevitt, declined. Father Judge takes over the ball. As Chris DePalma was on the ball, recovered the fumble.
There's Pat Manzi, and he's working that gum over pretty good at this juncture. He's got butterflies in his stomach, I'm sure. Big defensive stand now for the Lancers of McDevitt. Judge has the ball on the 31. That's David Fuller running the ball, number 1. He gets a couple, but that's all. As time now becomes the arch enemy of the Lancers of McDevitt. 4:15 and counting down, and by the time this next play, we'll be under 4 minutes here in the fourth quarter. You see the time there, 4:08.7 and counting down. Second down and 8 from the 33 for Father Judge, and they bit the bullet, Bob.
They have, but the Judges played tough when they've had to. That's a rubber band kind of defense, giving, but not breaking. And give credit to them. They've done a good job so far today, but it's not over yet.
And it looks like Judge is just going to eat some clock.
That's what they want to do. They want to give McDevitt, if they have to give McDevitt the ball back, they want to give it to him with less than 3 minutes to go, and they want to get a good punt away. Now, that's not saying that they don't want to get the first down here. They do want to go for that, and they might try some wide action here, something like that, but they don't want to get the ball off. There's 3:26 left to go in the game. They want to give it to him with less than 3 minutes to go, which is what they will do if they do not get the first down here.
And Bob, picking our star of the game from McGarity Chevrolet and Lee's Hoagies of Abington, that's not going to be easy. As Garlick puts it up, the ball is caught, and that should be good enough for first down yardage. Is it a reception?
I don't know. It doesn't. It looks like it may be
a reception,
just a touch shy of the first down yardage. It's very, very close.
We'll see where they spot the ball. They have 4th and 5 up on the board. I guess that was an incompleted pass.
No, they're gonna measure. They're gonna measure for the first down.
All right, there is an official's timeout on the field with 3:09 remaining here in the ball game. They're going to bring the chains out and measure this critical third down play. He may have it, Bobby.
It's hard to say here. They're stretching it out. They got it.
All right, so
Looks
Father
like
Judge now has 4 more downs to work with.
And now they can hold the ball and give McDevitt the ball back with less than 2 minutes to go, really. That's a tough play for McDevitt. You want to know star of the game?
3:09
I'll let you
left.
know in about 3:09, okay?
Well, it's certainly a toss-up right now. You got to give credit to that Joe Garlick. He's kept his team in this game with his poise.
Yeah, but it's the defense that's really kept them going. They've given and they haven't broken. I've liked the play on number 66, Kevin Clothier, for them, has done an exceptional job. Number 5, Vince McNally. That play I question right there. They're trying to run the clock down and stop the clock with an incompletion. Unless they're trying to just... See, now watch, he rolls to the right, throws it, incomplete. It's a tough pass to begin with. It's a flat pass. If that's intercepted, it's a touchdown.
And it's a break for McDevitt because the clock is indeed stopped with 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. Second down and 10 for Judge. The ball is on the Judge 42-yard line, and Bishop McDevitt is called to the wall one more time to come up with that big defensive stand. Second down and 10. Garlick hands off. Very little yardage, maybe a yard at best.
All right, here, if I'm McDevitt, I call a timeout here. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. You want to stop the clock. You got 2:52 to go in the game. You want to stop the clock here, have them run a play. It's 3rd and 9. Let them run a play. Let the clock run at that point. You still need those 2 timeouts left. You see Coach Manzi talking to his assistants, trying to figure out what he's got to do to break through this defense. He's done a great job, his offense has.
And talking to Whitey Sullivan before the game, he says if this is a 17-14 game, the game's ours. If it's a 40-something game, it's McDevitt's.
That's right. That's right, because McDevitt's been an explosive offense all year, but Judge has just not let this happen. I have more or less formulated in my mind who the star of the game will be if Judge wins. However, let's wait.
Well, I'm still undecided, Bob. The defensive players have stood out more than the offensive players for the Crusaders of Father Judge, looking to repeat for, I believe, a 3rd consecutive year in the Catholic League. And so far, there's no indication to say that there's not going to.
That's right.
But we are taking it down for the wire. 3rd and 9. Big play here for Father Judge. Garlic with a bootleg. Goes right. He's got lots of running room. And he's tripped up shy of the first down on a game-saving tackle there. It looked like he had lots of room.
He did.
But he's short.
He rolled it out, and he looked like he might have a great shoe-top tackle. I didn't get the number. Let's see if we can get it. It's number 73, and that would be Eddie Harkins. Slowed him down on number 56 on the play. Wayne Hunter finished him off. 4th down. The clock is stopped.
And why would the clock be stopped, Bob?
I honestly am not sure. They stopped the clock, now they started it again. It's 4th down, and you can believe that
the clock has
Judge
indeed
is going
started
to take
again.
their time punting the ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a delay of game penalty here.
Okay, Larry Lowry is back deep for the Crusaders. He's going to punt. Mark Diano back deep. A good snap and a boomer. A good high kick. And McDevitt's just going to let it bounce. You got to question that one. The ball rolls dead at the 10. So another 90-yard effort by McDevitt is going to be necessary here for them to win this football game.
Yeah, with 1:59 to go in the game, McDevitt takes the ball over. A great punt, a major league punt by Lowry. Getting the ball, and the reason you don't catch it, if that ball's inside the 15-yard line, you've got to let it bounce at that point. You got to hope it'll go in the end zone. You don't want to be handling it there.
Okay, 1st and 10 for Bishop McDevitt. The 3rd time they're starting from their own 10-yard line. Taylor coming to the sideline for Young. He's got it, and he's hammered out of bounds. And that'll be a good catch up to the 26. So 16 yards right away.
And
smart play too, Bob.
That was a big play. Here it is. He goes back, he looks, he sees Young, throws it, gets it to him, completed, 1st down.
On the 26-yard line. And Bob, with 1:52 remaining, they can nickel and dime like that, 10, 15 yards at a shot to get into field goal range for Diano at least. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Taylor looking for an open receiver. He has one. It's Eric Young. It's up for grabs, and luckily not intercepted.
Well, actually what happened was Taylor banged into his own blocker and really had no chance. He threw a dying quail that just floated out of bounds. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to throw it to the sideline. But again, remember, Dan, a good team like this will look to the sideline to Young and just throw a quick one to a Diano coming over the middle, as you see the name of the game right there. 2nd and 10, ball on their own 27, 1:44 left. Let's see if they try Diano sometime over the middle.
I think they're going to run with Green, but they're not going to run with Green. Taylor wants to put it up. And he overthrows his receiver, Michael Thomas, number 30. And it's now 3rd down and 10, and the hopes grow dimmer for Bishop McDevitt. They're down to their last 2 downs.
They have 2 more downs to run yet. They have 1:37 to go in this game. As we see Tom Taylor blowing on his hands to keep him warm. This is tough. There's the scoreboard again, showing 3rd and 10, ball in the 27, 1:37 to go. I still think they'll try Diano.
And I still think there's going to be a crazy play in this game yet, Bob. The game's been full of them, and I think there's going to be yet another. Let's see. 1:37 left. 3rd and 10 from the 27. Taylor's back. He wants to throw. He does throw, and it's almost picked off by Vince McNally. It'll bring up 4th and 10. And this is it, Bob. The whole season riding on this one play.
Yeah, there's no question about it. This is it right here. Judge has got to be looking for the pass. Taylor's got to say, who's the man I'm looking for here? It's got to be Young, or it's got, again, Diano has just been a non-entity in this series of plays. I think they've got to look for Mark Diano somewhere here, and this is the perfect time to do it.
Okay,
Diano's coming out on the wing closest to us, and he's calling a timeout. They're gonna talk it over right now.
That's a good idea. Last play of the season, I'd say it's a good idea to talk it over.
Well, you've got to do it. You've got to make sure that this play is right.
Bishop McDevitt will set the table for you. There's 1.5 minutes left in this game, 1:30. McDevitt is on their own 27-yard line, and it's a 4th and 10 situation. This is it. Everything, all the marbles on this one play Bob Friedman seems to think that Tom Taylor will look for number 42, lined up there in the slot, Mark Diano. We shall see. As the clock starts with the snap of the ball, Taylor is back. He's throwing. He's got Eric Young wide open, and it's picked off by Father Judge. And good night, Irene. This should be the ball game.
Yeah, that's going to do it right there. That's a tough pass. He tried a long pass down the left sideline. Vince McNally was there. And Dan.
Bob, do we have a star of the game as we see the replay here?
Yeah, look at him go over here. He throws.
Hung it up.
And that just wrapped it up for me right there. We had been talking about one person, but I'll tell you right now, with 2 interceptions in this game and big plays, I think that there are 2 stars of the game right here. We'll go after this play.
All right, Bob, and Bob Friedman will announce our McGarity Chevrolet and Lee's Hoagie stars of the game after this play. And Robert, who are they?
The stars of the game are number 66, Kevin Clothier, a linebacker, senior, 5'11", 180, for Father Judge, and number 5 with 2 interceptions and a lot of big plays, Vince McNally, defensive back, a senior, 5'9", 160 pounds, as McDevitt takes a final timeout. Unless McDevitt makes a miracle play, those are the 2 stars of the game. Our Lee's Hoagie and McGarity Chevrolet stars of the game. And congratulations to those 2 young men. They have played a fine, fine ball game.
Okay, there's a minute 15 left in this ball game. McDevitt is out of timeouts. It's a 2nd down and 6 for Father Judge. They're on the McDevitt 43-yard line. Vince McNally and Kevin Clothier. A fine defensive effort today. And outside of a couple of trick plays and the field goal, the Judge offense has done nil.
Well, that's it. That's why the defense really kept them in the game. That rubber band defense just staying there and holding the weight, themselves well.
They sacked back at the 47-yard line of Judge, but the clock continues to tick. We're coming down to a minute left in this ball game. It's 3rd down, and if McDevitt gets the ball back, Bob, there's going to be maybe 10 ticks of the clock left.
Well,
no ticks left.
Judge has got 25 seconds to put the ball in play, and they'll put the ball in play somewhere around 35 seconds to go.
Why don't
run a play, and that will do it.
Why don't they just take the penalty? 5 yards.
They will take the penalty if possible. There is no clock here on the field showing how much time is left, but they're just taking their time.
And Joe Garlick keeps it.
And that's it.
And
that's
that
it
should
right
do
there.
it. McDevitt can't stop
there will
the
not
clock.
Be enough time, yeah.
And Father Judge is going to win this ball game. Father Judge is going to defeat Bishop McDevitt as Joe Garlick and the Crusaders of Judge are triumphant today here from Veterans Stadium on your source for local sports, Comcast Cablevision. A stunner today, and Father Judge has yet one more opponent to go by to capture their 3rd straight Catholic League title, and the game is over in a stunner. Father Judge defeats Bishop McDevitt by a score of 17-14. An amazing ball game, but let's face it, Bob, you make your own breaks in this game.
The breaks were there. Breaks came in for both teams, with Lauer dropping a snap from center, fumble inside the 3-yard line. But really what it came down to, Father Judge made the plays when they had to. A big goal line stand, couple of interceptions, a fumble recovery when it appeared that McDevitt was driving for the lead, and it was just, Judge played like a champion is what it came down to. McDevitt played beautifully too. Played a good game, but couldn't overcome early mistakes, and that was the name of the game. And that led to the final score, 17-14, Judge beating McDevitt.
Has to be a bitter disappointment for Bishop McDevitt, having steamrolled the entire Catholic League this year. Northern Division 9-1 for the season, 7-1 for the conference. And most of these guys are graduating seniors too, Bob. How do you think McDevitt can rebound from a loss like this, say, going into next year?
Well, they're a good group of kids, and Coach Manzi is a class coach. They had a tough loss last year at Archbishop Ryan. They had a tough loss this year against Father Judge. Now, but they're kids, and they'll come back. Coach Manzi will have them there next year. They're always a strong team. 1 year, they'll grab the Lightning and go all the way.
Well, we'd like to recap the scoring for you. early on. Danny Gallagher on a 60-yard burst from scrimmage in the first quarter made it 6-0 with Larry Lowry adding the PAT. That made it 7-zip as we see Tommy Taylor and the rest of the Lancers dejectedly leaving this Veterans Stadium field as the next set of teams come on for our next game here. It was 7-0 at the end of one. Larry Lowry added a 35-yard field goal at 3:16 of the second quarter to make it 10-0 Father Judge. And right then it looked for a long day for McDevitt. But then Mark Diano on a 10-yard run at 11:13 of the second quarter, right before halftime, took it in, and he made the PAT. Diano did, that is, and that was a 10-7 halftime lead for Judge. Coming out in the third quarter on a crazy play, Joe Garlick looked for his wide receiver, Jerry Langdon, and Langdon tipped the ball, but it went right into the hands of Kurt Estes, and that was a 58-yard touchdown pass. Lowry added the PAT. It made it 17-7, and looked like McDevitt really was out of luck at that point. But at 4:12 of the fourth quarter, Kevin Green on a 4-yard run, and Mark Diano's kick made it 17-14, and we looked like we were in for a wild finish, but that is the way things ended up. Turnovers played a big part. 17-14 was the final score, and Judge will go on, and McDevitt will go on at another time. Okay, our McGarity Chevrolet player of the game. The Crusaders of Judge overtaking the Lancers of Bishop McDevitt by a score of 17-14. In what was a mistake play game for the Lancers, they looked like they had their shot, but the big defensive Judge came up big here today, and Judge will go on, and McDevitt will go home. We'd like to thank our sponsors for today's game, Lee's Hoagies of Abington, great hoagies, and McGarity Chevrolet of Flowertown. And we'd also like to make another mention of our McGarity Chevrolet stars of the game, Vince McNally, the defensive back for Judge, as well as the linebacker for Father Judge, Kevin Clothier. And Bob Friedman, we'd like to get you in here to have your final comments on what this was indeed a bitter struggle.
Well, it was. It was a great game all the way through. Mistakes made a big play in the game. And thinking about it during the break, one of the biggest things of the game was that long pass to Eric Young, which for some reason was ruled either incomplete or an illegal pass. I'm not sure what, but it was called back, a 51-yard completion. Just a great all-around effort by Judge and a great effort by McDevitt. McDevitt has nothing to be ashamed of. They played a good game. They were just beaten on two tough plays. They outgained the Judge all the way through, but in the end, it was Judge's defense coming up with the big plays. Father Judge goes on to play for the Catholic League North Championship against the winner of the Ryan Wood game.
Okay, and we'd like to make one reminder that this game will be rebroadcast on your source for local sports, Cable 7, Sunday night at 7 o'clock. That's November the 24th, and November the 25th, Monday night, also at 7 o'clock. So there you have it. The final score, 17-14, Judge over McDevitt. For Bob Friedman and the entire Channel 7 sports team, this is Dan Gerson saying thanks for watching and goodbye, everybody. Once again, the final score, Father Judge 17, Bishop McDevitt 14. Goodbye, everybody.